21 of my most poignant professional epiphanies. Number 3. It is not the fault of the citizens when an incompetent police officer acts outside the scope of their authority, yet it is the citizens who typically bear the brunt of the consequences. From Rise of the Oathbreakers Part 2, America's Crisis of Competency in Law Enforcement.
The Blaine County District Attorney's Office says they are not filing criminal charges against a Watonga police officer. He was under investigation for his use of force. Fox 25's Katie Arata tells us more.
A man was on an early morning walk with his son here in Watonga in July when a Watonga police officer took him to the ground and handcuffed him all in front of the man's young son, who was visibly upset.
Turn around.
You're gonna do this in front of my son?
Yeah, turn around.
What are you doing to my yo? What are you doing to my son?
It's gonna be okay.
Just moments before the man was detained, you can see Watonga police officers approach the man and his son.
Hey, where you coming from?
Just walking around.
Just walking around?
Yeah.
All right, enjoying this weather?
Yeah.
When the man questions what is going on, the officer says they found it a little bit suspicious that the man was out walking.
Walking around is a little bit suspicious.
Technically, not really, but I mean, it is pretty early in the morning. Just wondering what was going on.
A second officer then walks up and asks the man for his ID.
What do I need an ID for?
Because I just asked you for it.
I don't need to show my ID.
Okay, if you don't give me your ID, I'm going to take you to jail for failure to identify, because I've identified that you've been walking around down here at 5:30 in the morning.
A few weeks after the incident, the Blaine County Sheriff sent a letter to Blaine County residents demanding the two officers be placed on leave while the DA's office investigated the incident. This week, the district attorney's office sent a statement to Fox 25 saying, in part, after review, our office is not filing any criminal charges related to the investigation. Our office was solely tasked with determining whether any of Mr. Goodwin's conduct in this matter was criminal in nature. The question of whether any disciplinary or civil action should be taken is not for the consideration of our office. The city of Watonga was also asked for a statement, but we never heard back. Watonga police told me over the phone that the man in the video was never arrested.
What do they mean he wasn't arrested? He may not have been formally charged. Oh, good Lord. Both deputies are idiots, but Goodwin probably takes it to a whole new level. How could two officers of the law get it so wrong? Goodwin was fired. I don't know if a lawsuit's been filed yet. I think it has. And has Goodwin just gypsy copped to another agency? I looked and I couldn't find it. But he's fired, and I don't know what happened to the other idiot in the background, but how could they get it so wrong? It's just incredible. And as long as police are allowed to continue to do this over ID, I've said it before, here we go again. The chances of there being meaningful police reform are slim to none. It's lazy, dangerous law enforcement. It's the easy path to go after ID, and they love to use force and violence. Notice that was threatened or implied. Oh, just gonna thumbs up, take you to jail. That's the answer to everything, take you to jail. I don't know what I'm doing, but you're gonna have to bear the brunt of the consequences. One last thing I want to mention, guys, is maybe the most important part of the video, and that is, as a result of this incident, it was only recently that officers from the Watonga, Oklahoma Police Department underwent a day of what's called confident non-escalation training. Let me say that again. Not de-escalation training, confident non-escalation training. There's not another program in the country that's anything like it. And this is the founder of Premier Police Training. His name is Don there on the left, and on the right he was in law enforcement for right around 40 years. Has his master's. He was a former college instructor. He is a subject matter expert on the Fourth Amendment, and he's recognized nationally. There's 2 pictures of Don. How about we add a third? I'll post it here in just a second. Well, look at Chair. Look at that. That fellow on the right with the question mark. Yeah, that's Don. I don't know who the fellow is on the left. You're starting to see some resemblance there. We were both South Dakota game wardens. This picture is probably back, I don't know, 2004, 2005, so it's been a while. But yeah, we were both South Dakota game wardens and identical twin brothers. But Anyway, so I wanted to introduce you to him and the company he founded and his knowledge and his expertise, especially on the Fourth Amendment. Oh, something about Don and his reputation. He was tapped by DOJ to provide training to, of all agencies, Ferguson, Missouri. I write books. Rise of the Oathbreakers Part 1 and Rise of the Oathbreakers Part 2. So when it comes to trying to do something about law enforcement and where it is now and where it needs to be, bringing about meaningful police reform, the McRae boys have stepped up. With me in the books and with Don and his company, now it's time for me to issue a challenge, and it starts with a question. Are you doing anything, or do you plan to do anything, sounds like a Terry v. Ohio thing, to further the cause of liberty? I want you to think about it. I want you to search your soul. What have you done? I actually am not trying to be a jerk. I'm just trying to push people that we all need to do our part. Are you doing yours? I think it's a fair question. And I'll close with one of the last pages out of Rise of the Oathbreakers Part 2. Just one book. That's how you do your part, guys. Just send someone a book. And I mean within government, authority figures, and law enforcement, DAs and city managers, mayors. There's all sorts of opportunities. Take a copy to your local library. How many people have thought about sending copies of my books to the state police training academies? Well, that's where a lot of the problems originate. You get that in the hands of the right person, that doing your part can double, it can triple. Get it in the hands of people who need the information, who could benefit from the information. That includes friends and family. Because of these books, everyone has a voice. Everyone now has a voice. Are you going to choose to use that voice? Or is it just posting another comment below yet another YouTube video? I mean, it's up to you. The hard work, the heavy lifting's been done. You didn't have to spend 4 years of your life and many thousands of dollars and then not see them getting into the hands of people, citizens, our fellow Americans who are being victimized by law enforcement. Don't you want to empower them? Have you picked up a copy of the books? Let's empower each other. If all we do is sit back and complain and get all pissed off at the cops because somebody just got screwed out of their rights again or didn't know better, and we still choose not to do something, you know what that means? It means that every bad cop, administrator, DA, judge, their behavior and attitude and corruption, they're not going to change. They have to be called out to start the process. Otherwise, they keep winning. We have handed them power because we're apathetic. Let's take our power back. It's never too late to start.